Morning students. In the last class we solved few examples on the point form of Ampere circuital law, that is del cross H is equal to J, curl H is equal to current field density, that is del cross H is equal to J. In continuation with that, let us solve one more example. Calculate the value of vector current density in cylindrical coordinates at P. Right, so you are supposed to find the value of vector current density in cylindrical coordinates. Yes, clearly given cylindrical coordinates at point P. The point P given is 1.5 comma 90 degrees comma 0.5. So this is the coordinate in the cylindrical system. If H is equal to, H bar is given, that is 2 by rho cos of 0.25 a rho bar, right? So given coordinate is given P of 1.5 comma 90 degrees comma 0.5, angle is given in degrees, right? Note that. Then H bar is given, H bar is equal to 2 by rho cos 0.25 a rho bar. So as it is given in rho, that means this rho is nothing but r, right? Cylindrical coordinates we write it as r comma phi comma z, right? Or it can also be written as rho comma phi comma z. Instead of r, rho can be used, right? In spherical system it is r theta phi in spherical system. So in order to differentiate between that in the cylindrical system, and that in spherical system, instead of r we make use of rho in cylindrical system, right? So here as H bar is given, so what are the coordinates then? HR or H rho is that is given 2 by rho cos 0.25. okay, then what is phi component? H phi component is not given in this H bar, so it is 0. Similarly Z component is also not given, that is also 0. We know the formula for current density, that is point form of Ampere circuital law, that is J is equal to del cross H. J is equal to del cross H. So this is nothing but 1 upon R into determinant AR R A phi A Z, then dou by dou R, dou by dou phi, dou by dou Z, HR R H phi, then HZ. Let us expand this. So J will be equal to del cross H, that is equal to, if we expand this, then we get, instead of R we can use it as rho, right? Instead of R we can use it as rho. Wherever there is R, replace it by rho. Fine. Okay, so here we have J is equal to 1 by R into this row goes, this column goes, so into 1 upon rho into dou H Z by dou phi minus of this row, this column goes, so this minus this into this, so R is there, so R and R will get cancelled, so we get R and this row and row will get cancelled, so we get only, so that is dou H phi by dou Z a rho bar, then plus, so here this will be 1 upon R, this is minus plus 1 upon R into R, so 1 upon rho into rho, that rho and rho will get cancelled, so it will be simply this into A phi bar. So what is there inside? So this row goes, this column goes, so dou Hz by dou R, so that is minus term, so this will be second term, then dou H, this row and this column, so dou HR by dou Z will be first term. Okay, so dou H rho by dou Z minus of dou Hz by dou rho into A phi bar plus we have here 1 by, so it is here 1 by rho plus 1 by rho multiplied by, so this row goes, this column goes, so it is 1 by rho into this minus this, okay, this into this minus this into this, so it will be 1 upon rho into dou rho h phi by dou rho minus of 1 upon rho dou h rho by dou phi into az bar. Now what we get here, we can see here, so 1 upon rho dou hz by dou rho, hz component is 0, hz component is 0, so this will be 0, minus dou h phi by dou z, h phi is also 0, so this term will be 0, so first term will be 0 minus 0 into a rho bar plus, what about dou h rho by dou z, h rho, dou h rho with respect to z, so this is with respect to z means it is 0, there is no z component here, so it is 0 minus dou hz by dou rho, hz is 0, so it is 0, this into a phi bar plus 1 upon rho rho h phi by dou rho, so rho will be outside means it will be dou h phi, with h phi component is 0, h phi component is 0, so this also we get as 0, minus of 1 by rho dou by dou phi of h rho is, substitute the h rho, it is given, h rho is given here, so substitute this will be 2 by rho cos 0.25, 2 by rho cos 0.25, okay, this into az bar. So on simplifying this we get, so this term is 0, this term is 0, this is minus of 1 by rho, 2 by rho if you take it outside it will be minus 2 by rho square into dou by dou phi of cos 0.25, this will be minus 2 by rho square into differentiation of cos theta is minus sin theta, so it will be minus sin 0.25, this into differentiation of 0.25, so it will be 0.2, so this comes out to minus into minus is plus, so this will be 2 into 0.2 is 0.4 divided by rho square into sin 0.25, so this is what, this is our j bar, j. So he has given the coordinate at p of 1.5 comma 90 degree comma 0.5, so substitute this is rho, this is phi, this is z, so substitute this coordinates in this equation, so j bar is equal to 0.4, rho is 1.5 divided by 1.5 square into sine of 0.25, phi is 90 degrees, so sine 0.2 into 90, so you have to solve this equation in degree mode because the angle is given in degrees, so this comes out to 0.0549 az bar, okay, because here it is az bar, so this is az bar ampere per meter square, so that is the equation for j bar, this is the final equation, right? So this is our answer. Next students, we will move to one more theorem called as Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem. So this Stokes theorem in magnetostatics, it relates line integral to surface integral. It relates line integral to surface integral. Line integral to surface integral. Relationship between line integral to surface integral is given by the Stokes theorem, right? So the statement of Stokes theorem is like this, that is, the closed line integral of the magnetic field intensity with respect to the closed path is equal to the closed surface integral of the curl of the magnetic field intensity with respect to the surface. So what is the statement of the Stokes theorem? The Stokes theorem states that the line integral of the magnetic field intensity with respect to the closed path is equal to the surface integral of the curl of the magnetic field intensity with respect to the surface. This is the statement of the Stokes theorem. So this Stokes theorem is applicable only when h bar, that is magnetic field intensity, and curl of h bar, that is del cross h bar, are continuous. That means they should be continuous, there should not be any discontinuity in between. Then only this Stokes theorem is applicable. Next we'll see proof of Stokes theorem. Proof of Stokes theorem. So to prove the Stokes theorem, let us consider the surface. So this is the surface, right? This is the surface. I am considering a surface like this. So there are incremental surfaces. So if I call it as delta S, so this is the delta S, right? So this is delta S, small incremental surfaces. Right? So the path of the magnetic flux is a closed path, so it flows through the closed path like this. So if this is the direction of the closed path like this, and according to the right hand thumb rule, so it will be, the current direction will be perpendicular, right? It is like this, perpendicular. So this will be perpendicular. This will be perpendicular. So the current direction will be perpendicular. So this is the then we have the perpendicular direction as AN bar, perpendicular direction AN bar. Okay, then if we consider this closed incremental surfaces, like this, so these are the closed incremental surfaces we have. So how will be the direction of the magnetic flux lines? The direction of the magnetic flux lines is a curl, right? So it's a closed path. Suppose it is flowing like this, then here, like this, and like this. Okay, right? Then for this it flows like this. Okay, and like this. For this path it is, so it is curl, right? Anti-clockwise direction, so it will be like this. Okay, so here it will be like this. Okay, then like this. So it is here. Then we have, for this it is flowing in the opposite direction, for this it is flowing in the opposite direction, like this. So similarly we have here, if we consider, so it is, if we consider this path, so it is like this, opposite here. Okay, then here, right? So what we are seeing here, right, at the boundary the flux lines will get cancelled out each other. Okay, so like this we have here, then anti-clockwise, so this will be here, this will be here, this will be here, like this. Okay, fine. Now applying the definition of the curl to the incremental surfaces, we get del cross h bar to the, that is in the normal direction, that is h bar dot dl bar delta s upon delta s. Now how we got this equation? We know that h bar dot dl bar is equal to I. This is Ampere's circuital law. This is a closed surface integral of h bar dot dl bar is equal to I. This is Ampere's circuital law. Then the point form of Ampere's circuital law gives the current per unit area, that is I upon delta S, that is equal to J, and this J we know it, that is equal to del cross H. Del cross H. So this is point form of Ampere's circuital law, right? So here this is I, that is del cross H, I by delta S. So delta cross H, del cross H is equal to, so this is del cross H, then I by delta S. I by delta S. What is I? So this is in closed surface integral h bar dot dl bar, that divided by delta s. So that I have taken here, that divided by delta s. Okay, so it is I, this is I, this numerator is I and the denominator is delta s. So what is I by delta s? It is del cross h, right? Del cross h, it is nothing but j, right? So like this we have got this equation, right? Now what is n here? N is normal to delta s according to the right hand rule. Then dl delta s is perimeter of the incremental surface delta s, perimeter of incremental surface delta s. So here I can write, therefore del cross h in the normal direction. So as the curl, if it is anti-clockwise direction, then that is if the magnetic flux lines are in the anti-clockwise direction, then the current direction will be perpendicular, that we have seen just now according to the right hand thumb rule. So this del cross h n, I can write it as del cross h dot of an bar, because that will be the direction of the, that is del cross h in the normal direction, that is the direction of the flow of the current. So del cross h dot of an bar, where an bar is the unit vector normal to the surface delta s according to the right hand thumb rule. So using the equation, so this equation del cross h n, that this, let us take it as equation 1 here, this equation. So using equation 1, so in equation 1, now what is del cross h n? It is del cross h dot n bar. So del cross h of n is del cross h dot n bar. So using this equation 2 in equation 1, we can write, therefore closed surface integral h bar dot dl delta s, this is equal to del cross h. So here the closed surface integral h bar dot dl bar delta s, this is equal to del cross h n, del cross h, this into this, I am multiplying this into this, cross multiplication, del cross h n delta s. So this is closed surface integral h bar dot dl delta s, del cross h n is del cross h dot an bar into delta s, that is closed surface integral h bar dot dl delta s is equal to del cross h, it is a unit vector, right? It's a unit vector. So unit vector into anything is, that is the vector itself, it is unit vector. So this dot of delta s bar. So this is our equation. So now if you want to obtain the total curl, we have to add the closed line integrals for each delta s. So for each delta s, whatever you have obtained this equation here, so you have to, if we add for all the delta s, then we will get the total integral. Okay. So if you want that, then consider here this figure. So as I told in the beginning, so at the boundary between the incremental surfaces, in between intermediate boundary, the curl is getting cancelled out, that is the flux lines are getting cancelled out, they are in opposite directions, they get cancelled out, only the path of flux will be in the periphery or at the outer boundary, right? So what I can write here, so therefore as it exists only at the outside boundary, right, hence summation of all the closed line integrals will be a single line integral. So it will be a single line integral, that is line integral h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to nothing but the surface integral of del cross h bar dot ds bar. So what it means here, so as I am taking only at the outer boundary, the line integral of the magnetic field intensity around the closed boundary or at the outer boundary, that is equal to surface integral of the curl of h with respect to the surface, So this is the proof of the Stokes theorem. This is the proof of Stokes theorem. The line integral is expressed in terms of the surface integral, hence we have proved the Stokes theorem. So this is one of the important theorem, many times it has been repeated in the examination. Now let us solve one example on this Stokes theorem. One example, Example 1. Evaluate both sides of Stokes theorem for the field h bar, the field h bar is equal to 6xy ax bar minus 3y square ay bar ampere per meter, and rectangular path around the region 2 is less than or equal to x, that is less than or equal to 5, then minus 1 is less than or equal to y, that is less than or equal to 1, z is equal to 0. Let positive direction of ds bar be az bar. It's an examination problem. It has been repeated twice in the examination, right? So what is given? H bar is given. H bar is equal to 6xy ax bar minus 3y square ay bar ampere per meter, and the region is given here. Region of the flux is given. So if I take this as x, y and z, what is the region of x they have given? Region of x given is 2 to 5. So if I take it as 2 here, this point as 2, then this is 5, so it is 2 to 5. Okay, then what is the region of y they have given? Region of y given is minus 1 to plus 1. So it is minus 1 is this side, so can write here this is minus 1. Okay, this side is minus 1 and this side is plus 1, minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, then z is 0. So we can get a region here. This is our region, like this. It forms a rectangular region, right? So this I take it as a. So this is my y is equal to minus 1. This is at y is equal to plus 1. This is at x is equal to 2, and this is at x is equal to 5. A, B, C, D, A. This is a path, right? According to the Stokes theorem, so is asked to evaluate both sides of Stokes theorem. That means you have to find both LHS and RHS of the Stokes theorem. Stokes theorem is given as closed line integral of h bar dot dl bar is equal to surface integral of del cross h bar dot ds bar. So if you want to evaluate this left hand side, so I can write it as h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to a to b plus b to c, a to b, b to c, plus c to d plus integral d to a of h bar dot dl bar, So let us evaluate each of this: a, b, b, c, c, d and d, a. So a, b of h bar dot dl bar, this is equal to integral. So a, b is between x equal to 2 to 5. So it is x equal to 2 to 5. X varies here. So it will be the given equation, that is 6xy ax bar minus 3y square ay bar. Okay, this into dx ax bar, dot of dx ax bar. Okay, dot dl bar is dx ax bar, because x is varying here. So ax bar dot ax bar is 1, ay bar dot ax bar is 0. So we get only this term. So this will be equal to integral 2 to 5, x equal to 2 to 5, that is 6xy dx. So this is what we get here: 6y of x square by 2 over the limits 2 to 5. So this is, on simplification, you get 6y by 2, 25 minus 4. So this will be 63y. So now y is equal to, what is y? So at this point a to b, what is y here at a to b? Y is -1. Okay, so y is equal to -1. So if we substitute y is equal to -1 for path a to b, we get ab of h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to 63y, that is 63 into -1, so it is equal to -63. Next for b to c, similarly for b to c, h bar dot dl bar, this is equal to y equal to -1 to 1. So if we take b to c, y is changing, right? This is y direction, y is changing from -1 to +1. So this is the same equation, that is 6xy minus 3y square ay dot dy, ay will get here because y is varying. So ay dot ax bar, this term will be 0, only this term we will get now, that is minus 3y square. So this will be minus 3y square dy, minus 3y square dy. So this is minus 3, what we get, y cube by 3. So this will be minus of y cube over the limits -1 to 1. So this comes out to 1 minus of -1, that will be minus of 1 minus of -1. So this will be -2. Similarly, we have c to d, h bar dot dl bar, this is equal to x equal to 5 to 2, x equal to 5 to 2, 6xy dx, 6xy dx. So this will be equal to 6 of, so h bar c to d. So c to d, it is again varying from x equal to 5 to 2, x equal to 5 to 2, right? So c to d it is, so again x is changing, so this will be 6 into x square by 2 over the limit 5 to 2. So this is 6y by 2, 4 minus 25. So this will be minus 63y. Okay, so but y is equal to, what is y here? Y is equal to 1 for cd, hence integral c t to h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to minus 63. So this is integral d to a of h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to integral y is equal to 1 to -1 minus 3y square dy, So between d to a, next is between d to a. So d to a means, again what is changing here? Yes students, come on, tell me, d to a means what is changing? So the changing is, that is it is in the y direction, again it is y, d to a. So it is dy ay bar, so only y term will come, so it is minus integral y equal to 1 to -1 minus 3y square dy. So this will be minus of y cube of -1 to -1. So this will be minus of -1 cube -1 cube. Okay, so this comes out to plus 2, right? So what we have obtained here, the integral, therefore integral h bar dot dl bar, that is equal to, add all the a to b, b to c, c to d and d to a. So this is minus 63 for a to b, then b to c is -2, then c to d is minus 63, d to a is plus 2. So this comes out to minus 26 ampere, right? Now RHS, evaluate the RHS of the Stokes theorem, del cross h bar. So del cross h bar, this will be ax bar, ay bar, az bar. So dou by dou x, dou by dou y, dou by dou z. This 6xy, that is hx coefficient, y coefficient hx. If you see the equation, given equation, hx coefficient, right? Hx coefficient is 6xy, hy coefficient is minus 3y square, z component is 0. So 6xy minus 3y square, then 0. So this will be, this is ax bar, right? So this and this goes, so it is 0 minus dou by dou z of 3y square, so it is also 0. So we get 0 minus 0 plus, that is ay bar, and so this goes and this goes, so this into this is 0 minus, so this is dou by z of 6xy, so it is also 0, ay bar. Okay, then az bar component, az bar, so this will be, this and this goes, so it is dou by dou x of 3y square, it is 0 minus dou by dou y of 6xy. So this comes out to, this term is 0, this term is 0. So you get az bar dou by dou y of 6xy. So this will be equal to minus 6x. So this is minus 6x az bar. So that is surface integral del cross h bar dot ds bar. This is equal to surface integral of minus 6 az bar dot ds bar. Ds bar, what is ds bar here? Area is, that is x into y, dx into dy, dx into dy into az bar. Okay, normal to z direction, so it is az bar dot into az bar. So this is surface integral del cross h bar dot ds bar. This is equal to, so this ds will be here, dx dy az bar. Okay, az bar dot az bar is 1, so it will be simply closed surface integral minus 6x dx dy. Okay, so this we have to integrate now. So first take the outer integral. Y is equal to, y coordinates are given, so y range is minus 1 to plus 1, minus 1 to plus 1. Then x range is x equal to 2 to 5 minus 6x dx dy is equal to minus 6 of x square by 2 over the limits 2 to 5, then into y over the limits minus 1 to 1. Dy integral is y, so it is minus 1 to 1. So if you simplify this, then you will get, this is equal to minus 6 by 2 into 25 minus 4 into 1 minus of minus 1. So this will be minus 3 into 21 into 2, that is equal to minus 126 ampere. So what is the LHS we got? LHS is minus 126 of Stokes theorem. This is equal to RHS. RHS is also minus 126. Hence both sides are same. Hence we say that the Stokes theorem is verified. Stokes theorem is verified. So in today's class, students, first we solved one example. In today's class we started with an example on the vector, that is on the vector current density, finding the vector current density, right? Vector current density. Then after that we took up Stokes theorem, right? Then we solved a problem, we proved the Stokes theorem, and we solved a problem on Stokes theorem. Okay, so this is all about today's discussion. If there are any doubts, send your doubts to me. I will clear your doubts. Thank you.